Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Polar Bear coming to you from the Polar Bear Sports Lair. Today we just got a couple topics, short video. Heavy.com says John Michael Schmitz put on notice as Giants' biggest need. The Giants have arguably had one of the best off seasons of any team in the NFL, kicked it off by landing most coveted coach of the hiring cycle, John Harbaugh. Re-signed Jermaine Illuminor, got Tremaine Edmonds, Arvell Reese, blah. ESPN's Aaron Schatz compiled a list of every NFL's team's biggest roster roles after the 2026 NFL Draft. And for the New York Giants, he believes their largest issue is the center position, putting starter John Michael Schmitz on the hot seat. Immediately after the draft, it would have been interior defensive tackle as the Giants' biggest need in the wake of Dexter Lawrence trade, but with DJ Reader, Shelby Harris. Saying Schatz wrote that they do have weaknesses, and one of them is John Michael Schmitz, who has never quite lived up to his second-round draft potential in the center of the offensive line. John Michael Schmitz last year put up a 60.5 overall PFF grade. 29th out of 40 qualifying centers. Pass block rate grade at a 60.9, 28th out of 40. 14 total pressures, one sack allowed. Run block grade 62.8, 23rd out of 40. In 2023, he had a 41.4. I don't know, man. I mean, John Michael Schmitz, I've never really been a fan of. I really haven't. When we drafted him, I thought he was undersized. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of John Michael Schmitz, and he hasn't graded great, our offensive line last year was acceptable with John Michael Schmitz. I believe that you can have somebody like John Michael Schmitz and still create a good line around him and still succeed for the most part. And of course, I think Francis Noah is going to have a lot to do with it. Depending on who your guards are, to me, depends on how good your center produces. I think our biggest need is safety. I mean, I don't see any other way around it. How can we not look at the safety room and just think, oh my God, it's going to be last year all over again? With run support, with deep coverage, with man-to-man on tight ends or running backs. I mean, Tyler Newman hasn't taken a good pursuit since his college days. And I still got to look back and see if he was even taking good pursuits then. Came in as a ball hawk. Definitely not a ball hawk. Javon Holland, questionable at best. As far as John Michael Schmitz goes, I think that he is in the hot seat, but I think he's been in the hot seat, in my opinion. Which I'm kind of wondering, what are we going to do here at center if something happens to John Michael Schmitz? You're going to throw Aaron Stinnie in there? Are you going to throw who? Azudu? Like, who are you going to throw at center if something happens to John Michael Schmitz? I think there still needs to be something to happen at center, or somebody needs to be rotated to be that backup piece in emergency situations at center. I'm sure they'll figure that out. With them saying John Michael Schmitz is our biggest liability, I guess you could say, I think that this run game is going to be phenomenal. I don't think it has an option but to be fantastic. Do you understand how much of an upgrade it is to get Patrick Ricard to bolster this run offense, this run blocking offense? Big guys, big bodies. I mean, Daniel Falele can't block worth a damn, but he's a big body that you can throw out on a screen with Cam Scatterboo to run down the field and mow down somebody. He's got the size. Patrick Ricard is going to do amazing things for this team. And I'm not trying to sit here and glaze, but I really think that this guy is going to be a difference maker in this team in more ways than one. 4th and 1, who are you going to hand it to? Cam Scatterboo with Patrick Ricard going up the middle? Or you just quickly hand it off to Ricard and let him do it himself? Or you do a quarterback draw and have Scatterboo and Ricard blocking in front of you. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can utilize the fullback. We saw it with Hynoski, just total obliteration at the line. Ricard signed a 2-year, $7.7 million deal, which is record-breaking for a fullback. Ricard being a 6-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time All-Pro. Last year, New York was the 5th best rushing team in 2025, averaging almost 130 yards per game, with Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterboo. But with Ricard leading this way, man, I mean, I see that going up at least another 30, 40 a game. Maybe that's a little much, 20, 25, 30 a game. Throughout Harbaugh's 18 years in Baltimore, the Ravens were a top 5 rushing team 10 out of those 18 seasons. So over 50% of the time that John Harbaugh has been a head coach, he has had a top 10 rushing offense. And Ricard was present for 9 of those seasons. So, I think the most awesome thing over everything that we can just imagine this rushing offense doing with Patrick Ricard, it's his juice, it's his attitude, his energy. He wants to be here. He wants to make a difference. Here's a quote. I know what I'm getting myself into. I know exactly the type of team he wants, exactly what he expects out of you and the team in general, and I love the way he coaches. That was Ricard talking about Harbaugh. Yeah, man, just exciting stuff. He said he wants a physical, tough team that works very hard. He didn't have to bring me up here. He could have just been like, you know what, thank you for everything you've done for me. I'm with my new team. I'm going to start anew. But he wanted me up here, and that meant a lot to me. So, again, he wants to be here. He's excited for the opportunity, and he's going to bust some fucking heads. And I'm here for it. So, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. Make sure you smash that thumbs up icon. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think this rushing offense is going to look like and what you think Patrick Ricard is going to look like this season for us. We haven't seen the fullback since Hynoski, I think. I could be wrong. I think we used Penny in the fullback. Maybe he was a fullback. Not a good one since Hynoski. So let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate y'all for sticking by. Peace.